everyone, how are you all doing? It's good to be back, and even better to have you all back. Once again, T-Nucks on tour.
Up the T-Nucks!
First stop is the Lodge Farm Cafe. I absolutely have to see the ladies and get my favourite sandwich. Definitely cannot fish without that. So I'm going all in, slappy. I'm going on a 0.3 T-Nucks slapper float. You see them in all my slapping videos. Absolutely love them. Don't need any other float but this one. Fish on. As you can see, the good old 3 slaps and wait a few seconds to catch a fish absolutely worked. It's a beautiful day, absolutely red hot. It's not too clear a sky, there is some clouds up there, which I think is even better. A bit of a breeze. Catching fish full stop, never mind shallow, is always much better when there's a ripple on the water. Perfect conditions. So I'm feeding 4mm pellets, got a 6mm pellet on the band, and slappy times, my favourite of times. So that's a good start and exactly the fish that I'm looking for. Carp. There is loads of carp in this pond, and they are exactly what I'm after. Now the trouble is, there's loads of everything in this pond, and they all like pellets. And trying to get around that is not always so easy. Whenever you're keeping that net ticking, just catching fish, it's not a bad thing. But when there is a pond that's full of big carp, you know, you really do need to start to try and focus on them and try and just catch them. Now this wasn't so easy in this match. There were a few things that I tried to get beyond that, but at the moment, especially when I first start a match, I'm happy to catch anything that's there. Just let the swim build. I do find in match fishing, especially when you put in a lot of feed in, you do see stages to it, so you get your smaller fish and you'll see those gradually get bigger and bigger until you get those real big dogs. Is it going to be one of those days? I'm not sure, but we've got to try. So I'm just going to do what I always do, trust in the feeding that I do, trust in my method, and just keep at it. So this is an F1, only tiny. I mean, the F1s that I clicked, majority of them were between 1 and 2 pound. It's not what I'm after. I want carp, but whilever the net is ticking, it's still good. But with it being such a nice day, I were, anxious. Some really good anglers on this match, in really good pegs, and they know how to find those big dogs, and they know this venue better than I do. So I really wanted to try and get to those bigger fish. So as we say, one fish at a time. So it's not always easy to show you these bits where I'm feeding while on a top kit and stuff like that, because there's a lot of head movement and I don't want the camera to be all over, but luckily we've just got to see it there. Now that is really important, especially when shallow fishing. I cannot stress enough that you must be feeding all the time. Now, there might be some anglers out there that disagree with that, some anglers that I'm sure are probably far better than me, but I promise you, if you don't keep feeding, those fish will not keep coming up for that bait. I've seen anglers do it, they've not fed enough and the fish have disappeared after an hour or two. I've got quite a few videos on here, especially on this lake, where I've managed to keep those fish going for the whole match up in the water, and that is how you do it. So if you're only buying 1 or 2 bags of pellets, I really won't bother. Buy 3 or 4 bags and make sure you're towards the end of those bags at the end of that match, otherwise you've done it wrong. Fish on! Right, boys and girls, if you're enjoying the video so far, please give the video a like. I am still on my mission for a 500 like video. I've got quite a few that are pretty close, but still not there. This could be the one. Also, if you've not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. It's completely free, and I don't want you to miss any of my future videos. Thank you. So that's a really good quality fish, exactly what I'm looking for. If I can catch that stamp or bigger for the rest of the match, you're gonna have a great weight. So when I first got to this peg and had a real good look at it, I knew instantly I only wanted to fish shallow. Conditions are perfect for it. Now a lot of anglers would also do a deck line, especially when you're feeding, you know, up in the water, putting a lot of pellets in. So I did do that, and I had paste as a backup over that same 13-metre line if the slapping died down. However, truly, I knew once I got them going, this was the only line I was going to do. I didn't need to do anything else. Now the important thing with shallow fishing is, there's going to be moments where it's a bit quieter than others. There's usually an hour in everybody's window in a fishing match, unless you're having a red letter day, where the fish just seemingly disappear. But you've got to keep going. Even if you want to get a few fish in that 1 hour, that's a few fish more than what most of the other anglers have done on the lake. So you must prevail and just keep doing it. Because I promise you, the more you keep feeding, they'll come back, and they'll come back bigger and better. And you've just got to have faith in it. The reason why a lot of people fail in shallow fishing is they give up on it too quickly. They'll think once those fish have gone, they can't get them back. But truly, usually the fish have either gone deeper or shallower. You just need to adjust your rig a bit and find them again. But you must always keep that feed going in. So that fish absolutely hammered that bite. It must have only been in 3 seconds after those 3 slaps. That is when you know you've got this absolutely going right. When the fish are competing that much that the bites just get faster and faster and faster. Eventually it'll get to a point where as soon as it hits the water, they just snatch at it. And that's because you're putting that much feed in, you're drawing that many fish, and they're being that competitive that they don't really even look at it anymore. They're just snatching anything that hits that water. And that's how this method becomes so lethal. You can just catch a high amount of fish really quickly. So the other methods that are working in the match, I've got Mr. Bridges a couple of pegs down to the left. He's catching on the bomb. Literally wherever he threw it, the rod kept going round. I've also got Rob and Toddler to the right of me. They're in the corner. They're catching steady up in the water and on the deck as well. So I'm not having it all my own way. There's definitely pressure coming from the left and the right. Further down the lake to the real bottom up left, I couldn't see anybody really bagging. We've got Beastie there and we've got Neil Hurst. They're two real big hitters, and I didn't see them catching much. So I was quite confident that I was doing the right method.
We done?
So as the match is going along, the carp are definitely starting to appear more than the F1s now. That tells me that they're starting to bully them out, which is exactly what I want. Now I can really start to build a weight. Now I do like to think, you know, before I sit down, what kind of weight is going to get you near a win. And I knew today you'd probably need near 130, 150. So I feel like this is ticking over nice. I feel like I'm hitting the right average weights per hour to get near that figure. So whilever I can keep these up in the water, I've got a real chance of winning this match.
Thank you.
You will notice as well, especially when I'm unhooking the fish, that the float depth is, you know, deeper and shallower in certain clips. And that is because throughout this match you're constantly chasing the fish up and down. They never reel at just one level all the time. So you must be aware of that. Either have lots of separate rigs set up that are different depths, or do what I'm doing. I mean, I'm a lot lazier than most prepared anglers. I like to have one really long rig and I'll adjust the float up and down. That doesn't mean that's right, it just works for me. I have a super stiff pole, no pun intended, so I have no problem striking at the fish at any range that I have that lash at. So I'm confident I'm going to hit any bite.
Another one.
So the F1's starting to show their faces again. Not what I want, but they're not a bad size. You know, they definitely, you don't want to sniff at them. Them 2 3-pounders are welcome fish. but I do need to get them carp. The match is ticking along now, and I have had days on here where I've just had carp after carp after carp. I know they hang around in big groups. They're what I'm after. You could catch a real ton of F1s in here. You know, if you are a jigger expert, you'd have one of your best days ever on here. It is solid with F1s. I don't use jiggers. I'm not against them. I don't use them. I don't care for them. I love slapping. I enjoy it. I think fishing, the priority is always enjoyment. If you are doing a method that you just do not enjoy, then I'd really say don't do it. Because if you're not enjoying your fishing, why are you there? It's not a job. It's got to be something you love. I love going here, having the banter with all the lads. If you pick up a slip, bonus. If I pick up a nugget, then I'm skipping. You know, I really enjoy that. But ultimately, you have to enjoy it. This venue offers you all sorts of fishing. If you want to fish for silvers, you can get an £100 net of skimmers in here. And I'm not exaggerating. It is an epic venue. All the ponds. Bill has done a really, really good job. I've been across a lot of good venues in my life. I've been fishing for, 26 years. A long time. But there's not many places I've ever been that have had this kind of balance. Especially on every lake. They might have one lake that's similar. But this is just a phenomenal venue. We're there nearly every Thursday. Quite a few of us that go. If you do want to meet us, you know, fish against us, get involved. By all means, get on the open matches. Go onto the Lodge Farm page on Facebook. Look out for the post. Comment on it if you want to get on it. And come fish against us. So you've just read there, I've changed to an 8mm. I've had enough of the F1s. I've had one after the other. It's time to get them carp. I know they're there, and they just can't beat them F1s to it. So I've switched to an 8mm. Now the F1s in here can take an 8mm, but you're going to cut a lot of it out. You are going to start catching a lot more carp. So let's see, you know, what the next few clips reveal. So straight away I've got a carp, somehow managed to get it in the nose. So we foul hooked it, obviously wanted to sniff the pellet first, straight back in. So, as I said, the F1s will take an 8mm, and yep, they took it. But it was still a good F1, definitely worth catching. Let's see what this one is. So there we are. 2 out of the 3 fish I've had so far on an 8mm have been carp. Let's see what this one is. So that fish has took that bait literally as I was about to start re-slapping again. You'll see this in some of my other videos, it's quite common. They seem to get in time with your slapping timing, if that makes sense, so you do start to notice that a lot. Hopefully it's a good fish. And it's another carp. So from the 4 fish I've had since I've been on an 8mm, I've had 3 carp and 1 F1. So what I'm trying to get at is, just because you're catching regular doesn't mean you still can't catch better. So I could have left that 6mm on, and that could have been the other way around. I could have had 4 F1s and 1 carp, which is not as good as this way. So even though you've got fish in your area, that doesn't mean you can't be targeting the better fish that are there. It's easy to think those fish aren't there, but I guarantee you, wherever you're feeding a lot of bait, there's going to be carp. So don't be afraid to switch up the pellet sizes, even all the way up to a 10mm.
A big fish.
Now that is the exact reason why you put an 8mm pellet on. That's a big dog. That's exactly what I'm after. There's lots of them in here and some way bigger than that. This fish would still take a 6mm pellet, but it's if it can get there before the F1s. Now what this bigger pellet is doing is buying the carp time. Because a lot of F1s are going to ignore that 8mm, it's maybe a bit too big for them. That gives it more time in the water for the carp to actually see them and get to them.
What the
And there we have it, another carp. So you can see I've got a 3rd keep netting now as well. Just these 5 or 6 carp that I've had have really boosted up that weight. And now we're really moving on my mission to get like 130 to 150. So a lot of anglers would have been happy just sticking with that 6mm and catching whatever they can, thinking that's the right way to do it. And yeah, you will get a weight. But I'm here, I want to win now. I feel like I'm doing the right thing. Looking left and right, I'm definitely in front now. And I'm not looking back, I'm going for the win. So these are definitely what I want. Now my priority now is just keeping these fish coming. Just got to keep that feed going in and hope I can keep them to the very end. What an epic take. So you've seen me literally miss the first bite, 3 slaps again, and within 3 or 4 seconds fish on again. This method is just
I don't mind Lily.
frighteningly good.
I like them all to be fair.
It's super exciting.
Yeah.
If you can bear with it, you know, even when the wind does get up a bit, if you can try and keep your bait going in accurate-ish, you can still keep these fish coming for that bait and competing. And what an enjoyable day I'm having. And look at that, what a beautiful fish.
Yeah, I were always going to do that. I brought a paste rig for the deck, but I was never planning on going on it. No,
I use them paste floats, the Wickersley.
yeah, my float maker, he makes them from.
Who?
My float maker, Spooner, he makes them for Wickersley.
I've got them off them, they're nice floats.
Yeah, they are.
He started putting eyes on them though, there weren't no eyes on the first lot I got.
Yeah.
Trouble is with him, Wickersley now, he's charging the same price as fucking...
Sean, super take, has to be a carp. And still I think I've only had one F1, which was that second fish since I switched to an 8mm. So everything after that's been a carp so far. That has really had a huge impact on my weight now. That has really massively pushed me up in the field, and I'm definitely out in front and showing no signs of mercy.
Away.
Just keep them on, because I ain't got a bullet in it.
That's a better one. That's what we need. Yeah. That's what we need. Oh,
Another absolute banger.
Dreading acolyte.
So if you haven't learned much from this video, but you've learnt this little bit about switching your pellet up, even if you are catching to target better fish,
I know,
then at least you've got something from it.
Got you.
That were him. Moby Dick.
Absolutely instant bite. Now we're towards the end of the match. I've had loads and loads of pellets put in throughout the hours. This is what it gets like, where you can literally just hit it on the 3rd slap and it will instantly just go. That tells me as an angler I've got a lot of competing fish there, and they've become so shallow to compete with each other that they're just instant bites. Now a lot of anglers would then put on like a really short like hook length or a really shallow rig, but I am a big believer that the carp spook away from the pole. So I'm still going to leave this lash super long. I might shallow up the float a little bit, but I still want to keep my pole away from them fish to encourage those fish to keep feeding. Let's see how we got on.
Nobody down here's caught. Nobody.
Who's caught on it?
We got about 8 pounds.
Well, I might win it today then. I think the second net might be a net violation.
Shallow.
Yeah, that's what I said I was going to do, that's all I've done all day. That wind were right bad up there, but I still did it. All little fish. I had one fish at £8, one random fish, and everything's been £3 or £1. My life. Look at these monsters.
It's been rock hard down here.
Not for Tommy T, dog. Have you smacked him up, Tommy, for Nugger why?
Yeah. What did you say? 45. 45.8.
Go on, Tommy, he no lie. He no lie.
Best load each other driving down Grannyville.
Yeah.
When
you know how much are in cookie?
Yep.
I'm going to buy one of them from Aston. Nick.
73.8.
I'm going to buy one. Oh, it's just like having Craig next to me all over again.
Horrible.
Yeah, horrible, Craig.
Horrible backache. 7-1.
70 odd. You've had a lot of them little F1s and all, haven't you? Mate, how are we getting them taking an 8mm pellet?
41.15.
This is fit section, this, unless Craig is done there.
We're not talking about.
Well done.
We're not talking about.
Unbelievable.
Right, I want to know.
All through to fish tip all day and he throws me a peg like that.
A bit unlucky, wasn't it?
46-1.
Is that it?
He's gonna say he put it out of his misery.
Hang on a minute, that was Craig's weighing, weren't it?
I'm gonna
That was-
claim brutality.
I can't believe it. That was the best fish I've had all day.
13.10. How would it look like?
There were ton of fish though on.
Yeah, brutality.
Brutality,
I
we're
know.
getting stopped fishing. Don't show that, they'll be getting all.
I know.
37.
Well done, horrible Craig.
They're on that top pond again.
We will be.
They're off on the top one.
£50, 10 ounces.
Good.
Down at bottom.
Neil's only got 2 nets in. He's got 3 nets in, but I haven't seen him get a fish. Beast.
You always find some.
I'm a brave
Oh
one,
yeah.
Bill.
Nice skimmers.
Simply lovely.
I've changed.
Good man. It's the way forward.
I've gone for some.
Net violation!
Oh no.
All in there. What?
9.2.
What's my captain weight?
It was nice to feel power. I got a bit of an idea about it, and
What peg we on?
I want to say like 37 or something, but I don't know if that's right or wrong.
37.
Across from Lily, where you've got that, where is that tree?
14.
There's a tree in water across from Island.
34 or 30. No, 37 one's in. They took it out.
Oh, okay. Had a much better day.
Is that what I'm doing?
Yeah, but yeah, Laddle's won at his foot on pace. That margin he had 128. But I really like it on there. Them skimmers are massive on there, aren't they?
36.9.
Head on.
I think it needs bringing back into the roster.
You run some open matches on it, that'll do.
Oh, that's looking very net violation, eh? Net violation, that one.
Pretty close, that.
Mine are going to be close and all.
Close. 51.
Error!
Oh, a lot. It was just insane, wasn't it?
That's another one gone over there.
Envy! I think you're
51.
dreaming, pal.
51.
49.8.
Oh, well done.
What did you say that?
Well done.
That one fish, wasn't it?
Just under 100 then, isn't it?
I said, what's the guy? He says £70. 70
104.8.
Oh, well done, mate.
You don't tip that. We're one of years. Right.
I've had one fish on pole.
32.7.
Wet through now. Want me to get that other fish or we're not bothering? Or we're doing separate then?
Picture if you want. Like a British. 47.3.
Oh bloody hell, that's some small one.
Well, I thought that's right, that's far too much.
Call them ones.
That ought to be far off 50, that.
51.3.
That was 10. Ah, that's alright, that mate.
49.
I click 40.
42.8.
Oops. Last 2 minutes. Free band.
34.
I clicked him at free, see how alright.
Well done, Paul.
Cheers, mate.
$144.2.
Come on, baby.
This is Bridges. 11.10.
Stairs downstairs.
How's it going on, Todd? How you going on?
37.2.
No, you
There were 70 odd
No, me either.
for nothing at 1:30.
70 odd for nothing.
Yeah. About 1:30.
Wickets yesterday, didn't they?
England is talking about.
34.30.
Oh, he's got another 2 nets yet, and all.
Toddler.
There's only a couple of fishing for this.
Is that because you caught 41.8?
I hope you're not lying.
I'm not.
You can't lift other net out though.
Did you catch all these short?
Yeah. Couldn't catch long.
I've never been in this peg. I wouldn't even know what I'd do if I got it.
I've thrown it twice and
Yeah.
16.1.
I had one on deck that when I won off peg 2 a few months ago.
You got one, got when you went on pace.
I get it.
£50 when it
Yeah.
was hard, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, it winter that, weren't it?
45.3. $102.12.
Maybe buy one of these ponds off Bill. Top pond, how much? Yay! I've got that on record. I'll lie a lot. I'll keep you. When? I only missed that by £3 on my lake.
31.
See that tree, a little lash on it like that, just keep shoving it in and just put a lash in there.
They won't come near it, they just backed away. I filled it in with ground bait and it was swirling like a crazy.
Don't put ground bait in.
Why, what's wrong with ground bait?
4s and 6s.
He's a pellet, it's pellet mad, isn't it?
39.
Do you have pellet sandwiches at home?
See, caught on pellet. Not round, mate.
8 mil.
I'll take it back, I'm today, but
You have out. You're taking your out platform, or the platform on the one now.
I've one right round.
31.2.
Yeah. No, you had some ones and all.
You're going to put them back, Bill, I'll get over it.
Yep. $49 dead.
Oh, well done, mate. 144.
I'm sorry about
Yeah.
that. You're all there, but there must be a lot of smallish fish then.
There were loads of small ones, yeah, loads.
That Dixie just said. We could have got a lot of small.
I had loads of F1s.
140 odd. So we did catch a lot of small.
42.7.
I had loads of F1s about this big.
That's what he said you would have.
I had to switch up to 8 mil to try and get past him.
£90.
91.
Just under, mate.
Beastie lives on this peg anyway. Every time I do a video on here, he's here. He's on this peg every time, man.
All the time, yes.
I've only ever wanted to draw and take it down there, but I was in it. Bill had it, pulled it out for me a couple of times
Yeah.
and chipped it right.
15.11.
I did, I see when you filmed it.
I was like 140.
I've lost a lot. Where's big carp gone? I had no big ones.
Well, you ain't dog fishing, shall I?
Well, that's how I usually get them.
Not right yet.
49.14.
Good
I'm going to
split.
say it weren't over because I knew I'd stopped at 40.
Good split though, Steve.
Cheers, Bill.
65.9. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for
Well
coming.
done,
Yeah,
Walker.
thanks for coming.
Margin bowling. That silver's
Yeah,
looking up.
I didn't expect it to
There is some big fish.
He's going to win it there and all. 35.
I was going to say 30 odd.
Seems to be many skimmers today.
Yeah, a lot of skimmers, isn't there?
Show Carter not having a look properly. Oh, they are. They just like living under that platform, don't they? Love it. 39A.
And there we have it. I've managed to get the win with £144 and 2 ounces. Well done to the rest of the framers. Nikolai, good effort in peg 2, but Tommy has give you a tanning off the next peg and took a nugget. Go on, Tommy. Once again, thank you to my international fans. The Netherlands have come back again to take top spot. Go on. And the ladies, 6.1%. I think that's the best I've ever seen it. Thank you. It means a lot, it really does. If you would like to use any of the floats that you see in any of my videos, go onto Facebook, like this page, I'll approve it. We post daily, £1.35 per float, £1.35 one-off delivery. Grab yourself a bargain. Well, that's it for another video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed making it. And if you haven't already, please give it a like. And until next time, tight lines and Siddy.
Hello, your call cannot be taken at the moment, so please leave your message after the tone.